And everybody, welcome back to the Dirty Pat Walsh channel with me, your host, Dirty Pat Walsh, here in the meth end of town, dipping on some Stoker's Wintergreen. Life ain't so bad. So I've been all excited about the release of my new album. This is actually two albums. It's the first album I recorded for Mirkwood and the album I just released. The official release for that album on digital download, and it'll be available on all like Spotify and iTunes and all that shit, is January 15th, called Corey Darlin' Corey, which is the second side of this tape, if you see. Yeah, I've been really excited about this because not only is this the first hard copy release of an album I've had in a long time, it's the very first time it's not come out of my own pocket. This is my first like hard copy label release, not with the Silver Hearts. We have tons of records on record labels, but yeah, so I'm really excited about this. So thanks again, Kurt, for this. This is one of the proudest days in my musical career as a solo gutter folk musician. But I wanted to show you some of the other albums and stuff I've made over the last little while. I didn't dig up all the cassettes. So there's probably 50 cassettes of different stuff I've done on. I'll dig up some of them from time to time. But the stuff I have, I was just sitting here and I was like, fuck man, I have merchandise to sell. I'm not looking to sell merch on this channel or nothing, but I was like, I have merchandise, So, so yeah. First thing I'm gonna go backwards. The first thing I have is I don't have. This is the only. I have two copies of this, and one of them's from my daughter. But this is a 7-inch album I made with my band, The Diplomats. It's 2 songs. One's called "Gimme Hell." There's a video for it on this channel. And what you hear on the video is what's on the album. And it's got another song called, what's it called? Uptown with My Downtown Baby. Going Uptown with My Downtown Baby. It's kind of like a rockabilly song. Yeah. So I was really happy to make this because this is the first vinyl that I'd ever made. The Silver Hearts are on vinyl somewhere, but it's on somebody else's record, and I don't have a copy of it. But yeah, I was really happy when we made this. We sold out of them almost instantly. I think we made about 100 of them, and yeah, we did the liners ourselves. This is the symbol of Papa Legba from Haitian voodoo culture. I won't go into that now, but that was our band symbol. So we had T-shirts of this design. So yeah, the Diplomats. Now the Diplomats recorded a second. We have 2 CDs, and I'm going to show you one of them. And we recorded a second one that I couldn't find, but it's a CDR. It's not like a mass-produced CD. The stuff I'm showing you is like mass-produced stuff. And what is it called? My Memory Is a Lie. And yeah, that didn't go. It didn't. It was nothing to write home about. It was a good album, but I think we only made like 25 copies of it or something like that. But anyhow, we did it back in God, I don't know when this would have been, 1998 or 99. We made this album. It's shrink wrapped, so I'm not going to open it up. But Damage Baby. And now I am very, very proud of this album with the Diplomats. This is just me and Jill Stavely on the drums and Ian Osborne on the bass. And this is kind of like what I do when I play electric. Like when I play with Jill. I still play with Jill. Or play solo electric. It's like kind of hard hitting 3-chord rock, kind of crossing the line between punk rock and AC/DC. Yeah, I'm very proud of this record. Damage Baby by the Diplomats. And I still have fucking hundreds of them. So it was the classic Peterborough tradition of making a killer album and then breaking up. And we got back together a couple of years later, but it only lasted a couple of years. But yeah, Damaged Baby. Now, in my solo music career, I think I've made in total 12 solo albums. All released on cassette. Most released on cassette, and a few on CDR. Now, this album here, I mass produced it, and it's called "Burnt by the Sun, Scared by the Thunder." And it's now that album, that's an album in itself, and that's the first 9 songs of this CD. But I thought, I'm making a CD, so I might as well cram as much music onto it as I can. So I took my favorite stuff off the 2 albums I'd released before that. Those albums were called "Still the Winning Hand" and "Deviance and Broken Hearts," or "Deviance and Troubled Hearts." And so this is kind of a compilation of most of those 2 albums and the album "Burnt by the Sun, Scared by the Thunder." And I have this is just the case, actually. My dear mother printed up these covers for me. Very sweet of her. Oh, and this one. Okay. And this one, the first 25 of them had a liner note written by my ex-wife. It's just like a poem kind of thing. I won't go into it, but yeah. We'll put these in the first 50 or something like that. But I do have, this is just I'm all out of the liner notes for that one. But I do have lots of copies of the CD itself, which I sell in this format now, because this is the actual CD. This is what it looks like. That's me at my old job, The Only Cafe. You see what I mean? Yeah. So I sell them like that now. The only trouble is I don't have I guess I could do a little song title sheet, but I don't have the song titles on them. But I basically give these away. Sell them for a couple bucks. Burnt by the Sun. It's the big value. It's like 21 songs on one CD. So, but yeah, that's all stuff I recorded between the actual title of the album is Songs from the Turn of the Century, 1999 to 2003. That's the subtitle of the album. So yeah, that's when these songs were written, around the turn of the century, I like to call it. So now, the very first back in 1996, I got a huge grant from the Ontario Arts Council, because I'm a playwright, and I got a playwright residency at one of the local community theaters here. This place called Fourth Line Theater, 1 year, and they gave me $6,400 or $6,400 to write a play and produce it somewhere in Peterborough. Now, during that time, I wrote 5 plays and produced them in Peterborough, so I did my job. But I didn't really spend the money on those plays, because my rule of doing theater is I would not spend over $100 on a production. So it was part of my thing. But so I had a lot of money left over. Now, the things I did with that money was I used that money to tour to New Orleans with my band, the Jackson Sanatorium, which I'm going to tell you about in the near future. That was a crazy time. One of the best weeks of my life. But I also used a big chunk of the money to put out this CD called Broken Chair. Now, the art for this is done by my dear friend Bill Batten, who I worked with for years. Bill Batten's the toughest guy I know. Beaten cancer 3 times. Just, you got to know the guy. But he's a beautiful artist, and this is the cover that he drew for me. I have the originals somewhere in my studio, in my library. But yeah. And this is just a 12-song album. And it's songs that I wrote, and there's 4 songs on it that Bernie Martin wrote. Bernie Martin, I'll tell you about him in a future episode of the Dirty Pat Walsh Show. Very influential songwriter in my life, and I sing a lot of his songs. So, yeah, I'm very, very proud of this album. I made this in 1997, and I'm very, very proud of this record. So, yeah, it's very sparse. It's me on acoustic guitar, Ian Osborne on the bass, and my friend Paul Vernon on the drums. And it's very minimalist, very sparse, kind of. I mentioned this at the beginning of the vlog, but when it got reviewed in the Toronto entertainment paper, Exclaim, it was described as gutter folk. So that's kind of the vibe of it, gutter folk. It's very kind of slow and minimal and gritty, you know. But yeah, I'm very proud of this record. So anyhow, that's just a few of my recording efforts, my solo recording efforts. I've probably been on, if I was to put together all the albums, like cassettes, CDRs, everything for every band I've ever been in, put them all together, all the recordings, I'd probably have well over 100. So I put out a lot of music in the last quarter century. But anyhow, yeah, just bragging here. I hope you're all having a good Sunday. It's a cold, quiet day here in Peterborough. And yeah, but I'll probably be back later with some music or some something. Thanks to everybody. Thanks to Suit and Tie Dip and Chew Guy, Hillary Thompson, Berg's Dip Reviews, Winnington Outdoors, Oak Tree Dipper, Louisiana Man 38, Real Talk Studios, No Bluff Buff, Tune de Tray, Burlap Cirrus, Bone Daddy, Markwood Recordings. I made a little shout out video the other day. Check that out. I'll make another one soon. If you want a shout out, leave me a comment and I will shout you out if you choose to be so. If you would like that. If you would like that, I would like that. All right. Be well and stay free, everybody. Have a wonderful Sunday.